Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to see another concept related to the 8085 microprocessor, that is serial I/O and data communication. So since we are dealing with 8085 microprocessor, so the 8085 microprocessor is a parallel device. That is, it transfers 8 bits of data simultaneously over 8 data lines. So this is called as parallel IO mode. So when microprocessor is a parallel IO mode, then why are we focusing on serial data? It is because in many of the situations, parallel IO mode is either impractical or impossible. Like for example, if we have parallel transmission of data over a long distance, then this wouldn't be possible because it would be expensive. Or for transmission of data, we are using some terminals like cathode ray tube or some cassette tape. Then such devices are not designed for parallel transmissions. Okay, so here the parallel transmission fails. So in such situation, we have to go for serial transmission of data, whereby one bit at a time is transferred over a single line. Okay, so when the data is transferred from MPU to any peripheral device, okay, so since the MPU is a parallel device, then here we need to convert this parallel transmission to the serial transmission. That is, in the serial transmission, an 8-bit of parallel word should be converted into a stream of 8 serial bits. Okay, so this is known as parallel to serial conversion. Okay, so after the conversion, one bit at a time is transmitted over a single line at a given rate called the baud. Okay, so here the data is measured in terms of baud, that is bits per second. So when the data is, sent back, that is from the peripheral device to the MPU, then again the data has to be converted from serial transmission to the parallel transmission. Okay, so in the serial reception, the MPU receives a stream of 8 bits and they should be converted into an 8-bit parallel word. So this would be called as serial to parallel transmission. So here both the processes takes place, that is parallel to serial conversion and serial to parallel conversion. Okay, so let us look into more about this parallel communication and serial communication. So this is what the diagram related to parallel communication, where you can see a sender and a receiver, and you can see 8 parallel lines transferring the data from, from one direction to the other direction. That is 8 paths, 8 various paths you can see. They are transferring the data in the same direction. So what happens in the parallel communication is many bits, or normally the 8 bits, are transferred at the same time on various parallel paths, okay, in the same direction. So this is what happens in the parallel communication. So whereas in the serial communication, what you can see that the data is transferred bit by bit over a single channel or a single line or a single path in the same direction. So here 8 bits in length are transferred sequentially. So your data is transferred sequentially over a single channel. So this is what the serial communication is. Now the question arises that among serial and parallel, which one is the faster? So the answer would be the parallel communication. It is because, see, in the parallel communication, the data is received at the same amount of data as it has been sent. So whatever the data has been sent, this in the receiver side, the same amount of data will be received as it was sent. Okay, whereas in the serial communication, what happens is, as the data is sent one by one, at the end of the bit, at the end of this receiver side, the bits harmonize to form a byte of data, and that's how the data is received what has been sent. That is, first the data is transferred one by one, bit by bit, and then as a whole it is collected in the receiver side to form a byte what has been sent actually. Okay, so that is why the parallel communication is faster than the serial communication. So this is how the parallel and serial communication works. Okay, so There is another concept related to the serial communication, that is the serial communication is classified into two formats, that is synchronous and asynchronous transmission. Okay, now let us see what is the synchronous transmission. So in the synchronous transmission format, a receiver and a transmitter are synchronized. A block of character is transmitted along with the synchronization information. Okay, so this format is generally used for high speed transmission, that is more than 20K bits per second. Okay, so this is what the synchronous format is. So you can see the diagram here where you have sender and receiver, and you have some data here to be transferred from one sorry, from the sender to the receiver, and you can see the data is transmitted in the form of chunks. Okay, so here you can see the formation of data is in the form of chunks, and the direction of the flow is in the same direction. You can also see the clock signal here. So you have a clock signal between the sender and the receiver. So this clock signal, what it does is it lets the receiver know of the new byte. That is, it lets the receiver know about the new byte coming towards it. Okay, so this is what the task of this clock signal. So here the data is transmitted in this way. Okay, so to make it more simpler, I can give the real time example, that is the conversation between two friends. Okay, so here when the conversation takes place, it is like one-to-one conversation, and as soon as one speaks, the answer is received immediately. Okay, so the conversation here takes place one-to-one immediately. So this is what the synchronous transmission is. Now let us see the asynchronous transmission. So here the asynchronous format is character oriented. Okay, so each character carries the information of the start and the stop bits. So here you can see the asynchronous transmission format, where you have a transmitter and a receiver, and you have the buttons called as start and stop bits. Okay, the bits called as start and stop bits, and you have some characters. All right, so how it is does is, when no data is being transferred, then it is the receiver stays at high, that is at logic 1, called as mark. Okay, the logic 1 or the high, and it is called as mark. And logic 0 is called as space, that is when the data is transferred, it is in the space mode, that is at the logic 0 mode. Now the transmission begins with one start bit, okay, followed by characters and one or two stop bits, that is high. So this is also called as framing. Okay, so here in this diagram you can see the transmission of 11 bits for ASCII characters, for an ASCII character in the asynchronous format. That is, you can see 1 bit of start, then you can see 8 bits of characters, and then 2 bits of stop. So here the 11 bits of asynchronous format can be seen. Okay, so this is how the asynchronous transmission takes place. For more simpler, I can give the example of a real time, that is the conference call or the conference meeting, where you don't have to wait immediate response from each one of the person. Okay, so this is what the asynchronous transmission is. There is a pause, there is a start and a stop thing in the conference call or conference meeting. Okay, so immediately we don't get the response from each person, so there is some pause, some kind of start and stop thing. Okay, so this is what the asynchronous transmission is. Now, this serial communication is further classified as simplex and duplex transmission. Okay, simplex and duplex transmission. So this duplex transmission is further classified as half duplex and full duplex. Now let us see what is the simplex and duplex transmission. So in the simplex transmission, the transmission of data takes place only in one direction. So you can see here in the simplex, that is the transmission of data is one direction, only in one direction. So this is called the simplex transmission. Now, what is this half duplex? That is, duplex is again classified as half and full duplex. So half duplex is nothing but you have the transmission of data goes one way at a time. Okay, that is, you have one channel and the task taking place is one at a time. That is, the data is transferred from one workstation to the other workstation one time, and from this workstation to another workstation another time. Okay, so like uh, in one channel the two tasks takes place, but not simultaneously, one by one it takes place. So this is what the half duplex is. Now what happens in the full duplex is the transmission of data in both the direction takes place simultaneously. Okay, that is, receiving and sending takes place simultaneously in both the direction. That is called as full duplex. So to make this concept simpler, that is simple and duplex, I would like to give the simple example of day-to-day life, that is movements of vehicle. Okay, so in the simplex, what you can see is you have one channel and the movement of vehicle is in one direction. So this is what the simplex transmission. In the half duplex transmission, you have one channel, but that is divided into two directions. So what happens is when one vehicle is moving from one direction to the other direction, the vehicle coming from the other direction have to wait. Okay, so the task doesn't takes place simultaneously. Okay, one has to wait until one finishes its tasks. So this is what the half duplex is. So what happens in the full duplex is you have two channels and two directions. That is, the movements of vehicle from one directions to other direction takes place simultaneously. Okay, there is no disturbance or there is no waiting. So the simultaneous process of movement of vehicle takes place simultaneously here. So this is what the full duplex is. That is simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. So this is how the transmission of data is done in this modes. So this was some basic concepts related to serial communication. That is, we have seen parallel and serial communication. We have seen synchronous and asynchronous communication, and we have seen the simplex and duplex communication. So these are some of the basic concepts related to this serial communication. We have some other concepts. Okay, so one such concept, that is standards in serial communication, that I would be telling you in my next video. So before that, please subscribe my channel, and till then, see you. Thank you.